George Martin didn't use the word untouchable lightly. This was the man who helped shape the sound of the Beatles. Who worked with orchestras, innovators, and once-in-a-generation minds. So when George Martin singled out one Prince song and quietly described it as beyond improvement, musicians paid attention. Not because it was flashy. Not because it topped charts. But because it represented pure musical perfection. George Martin's ear for genius. George Martin understood something most people didn't. Great music isn't about excess. It's about balance. Emotion, structure, restraint. He admired artists who could control every element, melody, harmony, rhythm, space, without sounding calculated. Prince, in Martin's eyes, wasn't just a pop star. He was a composer. A rare one. Why Prince stood apart? Prince didn't work like anyone else. He wrote. He arranged. He played nearly every instrument. But more importantly, he knew when to stop. That restraint is what caught George Martin's attention. Prince understood silence, tension, and emotional pacing, the same principles Martin applied to Beatles recordings decades earlier. And one song demonstrated that mastery completely. The song that stopped George Martin cold. The track was Purple Rain. Not because of its popularity, but because of its structure. The song builds slowly. It never rushes. It never shows off. The guitar solo isn't fast. It's inevitable. Martin reportedly admired how the song allowed emotion to breathe, how nothing felt added for effect. Every note belonged exactly where it was. To him, that made the song untouchable. Why Purple Rain couldn't be improved. George Martin believed great songs collapse when overarranged. Purple Rain does the opposite. It grows organically. From restraint to release. The chord progression is simple. The melody is direct. The production is patient. Martin respected that Prince didn't clutter the song with cleverness. He trusted the feeling. That's what separated genius from skill. A composer recognizing a composer, 555 to 650. This wasn't admiration from a fan. It was recognition from a peer. Martin saw in Prince what he once saw in Lennon and McCartney. A musician who could translate emotion directly into sound. No filter. No compromise. That's why he believed the song didn't need orchestration, revision, or reinterpretation. It was already complete. Why that praise still matters. Plenty of artists sell millions of records. Very few earn the respect of George Martin. Calling a song untouchable wasn't about fame. It was about craftsmanship. Prince didn't just write a hit. He created something structurally perfect and emotionally permanent. When one master calls another's work untouchable, it tells you everything. Purple Rain wasn't just a moment. It was a standard. And George Martin knew it.